Okay, so this is an example of your literature review, and I may pause from time to time just to give myself some time to write. This is going to be a lit review from my current research, and I'll start off with I'm not exactly sure of how I'll present this, but I'll kind of um, just kind of go with the flow and see what works. You guys just let me know if it's helpful or not. I'll post this on Canvas, so it'll be brief. I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes, and I hope it'll be helpful. If you look at the announcement, the lit review is now going to be due. I'll give you a couple of days to extra to complete. So it'll be due next Friday. Okay? So right after spring break, that following Friday. Okay? And so let's just get started. All right, so this will be my first time actually trying to record, and conduct this. Let's see what I named this. I'm not sure if I saved it. Okay, here it is. I think what might be helpful, everyone will have their own specific strategy, and I don't want to write that. So what I'll do is kind of outline it. Yes, we'll start off with the search. So you can write literature search. And this kind of gets you in the flow of how you want to set up your review. And then think of, so that'll just be the background about what you did to get the articles. And my lit search is already done, and I have a number of articles. In addition, I have some that are printed. So I'll actually look at these articles and pull them up, read them, and pull out some of the salient points based on a topic or methodology. So for instance, if I want to look at risk sexual behaviors, I'll kind of go through each of these. If I want to define it, I'll look at how one author defined it and another and so forth. And if they defined it similarly, then I'll write the definition, and then I'll cite who all said that. So which one had the similar definitions. Okay? And then also, if I want to talk about a specific methodology, like I said, I'll just go to the method sections of all of these articles and look at what types of studies that they represent. So for this one, you can see that it is a qualitative article. They're talking about trustworthiness of data, even if they don't say qualitative. If they're the data are interviews, then you can get the sense that it's qualitative. If it's survey or observation, then we're talking more quantitative. If your article does not have a methods section or procedures section, like right here, and I think there's a circle that's actually following exactly what I'm doing, so I'll try not to move my mouse around too much. So I'm here. If it says methods or procedures, then that's where you can get what I'm talking about, the different methodologies, like the sample sizes. So if I'm looking at reporting in my lit review, the range of the sample sizes, I'll just come right here where it says sample, and I'll say, well, the sample is fathers. And then right here I have 19, and I'll look at the next article and see what the sample size is. Let's look at who they, again, procedures. Let's see, they have a little bit more in terms of headings, the intervention group. Let's see if I could find where it says sample. I may have missed it. Okay, they talk about the sites, and let's see, population, boys and their fathers. I'm looking for a number here. Okay, you may have seen it sooner than I did. Let's go. I actually know the answer to this because I've been working with it. So anyway, I'll go to the results and I'll find the sample size. 2,800 potential participants, 1,700 were unreachable. They kind of go on, and the result is 277 fathers and their sons. So dyads of 277 total participants, 554, and we could talk more about what that entails and how they went from one figure to another. Okay? All right. So far, the first article said 19. That may have been the lowest, and I'll just go with this 277, just for this example, as the highest. Okay? For now. And then I'll come back to it. But I just wanted to show you how you can go through. You could do the same thing for data collection. You can say there were a number of settings used. And if I think that one was Boys and Girls Clubs. If they conducted the interviews in home, you can kind of just specify what that was and then how long it took the researchers to collect the data. If the surveys were quantitative, what was the typical completion time, like 5 minutes or 25 minutes? How much, what was the range that they were compensated, like how much did the researchers pay? So it's always talking about this in collective form. So the research showed, the authors or the investigators found, and so forth, or the investigators used this type of methodology. Okay, so I'm going to use the headings, literature search. And then it'll be important, first of all, to maybe define what at-risk sexual behaviors are. And this is all based on APA style. So I'm going to left flush and leave some room because I want to write in between there. Other things that popped up in my head was, of course, the basis of my research. I'm studying how effective, father-youth communication from fathers, father-son. So father-youth, father-son, sexual health communication. All right, just how effective this is, because the research shows that communication will have an impact on children's risky sexual behaviors, and if done effectively, then it should increase their willingness to abstain from sex, increase their condom use, decrease multiple partners that will lead to HIV and other STIs, sexually transmitted infections like gonorrhea, syphilis. So we'll just start here and see what happens. Like I said, from time to time I'll pause and just start writing. So this is what I'll do. And I have some notes because I've done this before. Right? So the review was conducted using, and I had a number of search engines. This one was actually discontinued. Luckily, I saved all of my notes. This was a citation, let's call it management program or software. So it's an electronic. Okay, I'll try not to mumble too much. Just kind of thinking out loud, both ProQuest and tell a little bit about them. What do? They feature scholarly range of topics concerning health and social welfare. And I could go back and see what is accurate. As well as other. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay, and you can always go back and revise. I'm going to pause it here, write a little bit more, just so that I could save the video and be able to post. Okay, so I think we're fine here, and I'm just going to touch this up a little bit. This should be double spaced, but as I'm typing, I'll keep it at single. And then at the end, I'll revise. Okay, so I think that's enough, and I may go back and do a little extra. And you could read this for yourselves here, what the literature search entails. All right, so now I'll go back to my articles and synthesize. So again, the most salient points. Okay, so that's my lead-in. Major factor contributing to African American youth STIs in early parenthood is at-risk sexual behaviors. Okay. Okay, so that's just my opinion based on what I've read, but that's a general statement. I don't have to cite. If you like to, then that's fine. But I think this is okay. Okay, so I'll write a little bit more. I'll pause and then I'll restart. Okay, so you see that I quoted I didn't do a direct quote, but I just included this citation from CDC. And then I looked to see what was a natural continuation, what would be good to follow that statement. And I found from my Young and Vassanyi 2011 article that they had a good follow-up. And so I included that. So you can see this is what I mean by synthesizing. I don't just say everything that CDC stated in their report in 2012. I included what other authors said. If it's similar, then I included that. And this doesn't need to be italicized. I think I'm running out. I may have one more minute. So I'm going to pause it and try to see if there's any similar articles. So let me give that a try, and then I'll terminate this. Okay, so I decided to just kind of jump into the methods, and I just picked a couple of things. I'll skip this and I'll fill in the blanks later. So let's just look at this. I want to cover the intervention, and I think I'm going to run out of video in just a minute, so I'll continue this in the next, okay? There's a countdown of 5 seconds. Okay, back to you soon. Thanks.